34 years, they need to be looking back. Where we came from, where we want to go. As, as, as Stalin said, we came from the same place, but where are we going? There's one destiny for us. Either we agree on it or we don't agree. And if we do, we can go somewhere.
I was in Grenada with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago in 1989 when he tabled proposals for the CARICOM single market and the CARICOM Telecommunications Union to his colleagues. So that started way back in 1989 at a meeting in Grenada under A&R Robinson's leadership to establish. And then finally it was agreed in the Bahamas in April '89 that the CEQ will establish an agreement to move it forward.
So I stand as Secretary General now on the shoulders of giants who've gone before me. And so when I go back even to the first Secretary General with whom I've had the privilege of speaking, Mr. Ramlan, again, I'm amazed at the environment back then, at the ambitions back then as well that these people held, and the fact that they were able to advance the work of the Secretariat and the work of CARICOM in general through information and communication technology. And I wish I could travel back through time, I'd be there, but I'm here now and I'm happy to build on their work and to take the organization forward. Former Secretary General Bernadette Lewis, under whom I worked for some time, 4 years, prior to taking up this role, I learned quite a bit from her. And I would say I would credit her with maintaining a relevance of the organization. There was a time when it struggled financially, reputationally as well for various reasons. But I think Bernadette was able to raise the profile of the organization through her hard work.
One of the things that we recognized, the reputation of the organization was tarnished. So everything
Please remain standing as I invite Reverend Andy Niger of the St. Dominic's Roman Catholic Church to deliver the opening prayer.
Heavenly Father, as we gather before you today with hearts filled with gratitude and hope, we recognize that in this room we are blessed with diverse talents, ideas, and opportunities. We come together to seek your guidance and wisdom in our endeavors, knowing that through you all things are possible. Lord, we ask you for your presence to be with us throughout this summit. Grant us the clarity of mind and purpose, and help us to be open to new ideas and innovations that will lead us to success. May we be mindful of the opportunity we have to our employees, customers, and the people we serve. And may our decisions be grounded in integrity and ethical principles. We acknowledge the challenges and uncertainties that may lie ahead in the world of business and planning. But we also acknowledge that you are the source of strength and guidance in times of difficulty. As we gather here to chart our paths forward, we humbly seek your guidance to make the best choices for our businesses and organizations. We pray for unity among the principals of this summit. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts, to understand different perspectives, and to work together for the common good. May the bonds formed here lead us to lasting partnership and collaborations that bring positive change to our country. We ask for your blessings on all the speakers, presenters, and facilitators, that their words and insights may inspire and guide us. Give them the wisdom to share their knowledge effectively and to be a source of inspiration for all in attendance. As we embark on this journey, we trust in your divine providence and guidance. Help us to remember that success is not solely measured by financial gain, but by the positive impact that we can have on the lives of others and the world we inhabit. In your holy name, we ask this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Niger. You may have your seats. Dr. the Honorable William Duguid, Senior Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable members of Cabinet of Barbados, the Honorable, I feel like I'm missing your name here, the Honorable Davidson Ishmael, the Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science, and Technology of Barbados, my apologies, Honorable Ministers of Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts and Nevis, members of the Diplomatic Corps and other diplomatic representatives, Mr. Rodney Taylor, Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, and members of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union Secretariat, Mr. Kevin Cunnington, Expert Advisor, Global Government Forum from the UK, Permanent Secretaries, Directors General, Heads of Departments, and other senior government officials, specially invited guests, delegates, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I trust you're all doing well this morning. Isn't it a beautiful day? It's my pleasure to welcome you to the official opening ceremony of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union's ICT Week 2023 and the Caribbean Digital Summit. My name is Raphael Saul, honored to serve as your Master of Ceremonies for today's most auspicious and significant occasion. This event is being hosted under the kind patronage of the Government of Barbados through the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science, and Technology, or MIST. This year, the event is in collaboration with the Global Government Forum's Caribbean Digital Summit, a roundtable summit for the Caribbean's digital leaders. The theme for CTU ICT Week 2023 Barbados is Embracing a Digital Caribbean, Opportunities for Growth and Innovation. The event will take a deep dive into how regional governments can collaborate with global partners to bridge the connectivity gap through diverse digital and novel technologies. It will also serve as a platform that aims to foster conversations crucial for 21st century governance. CTU ICT Week Barbados will see a convergence of thought leaders, sparking ideas and fostering partnerships that will form the foundation for future innovations and collaborations. So without further ado, I'm now pleased to welcome to the stage the Honorable Davidson Ishmael, Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, to deliver the opening remarks. Minister Ishmael.
Thank you, Mr. Master of Ceremonies. And my task here this morning is a pleasurable one and an easy one. I am here to welcome you to the summit and to the conferences, and I'm also here to welcome many of you to Barbados. And I say warm welcome because you can't get anything but a warm welcome here in Barbados. And I was pleased to be on the outside in the foyer just now, absorbing the sea breeze as it came across, and it made me remember why I love this country. And I want to welcome each and every one of you, especially those who are here for the first time, to our beautiful island. We have a very tight agenda, so I'm going to try to stick as much as possible to my script, because we have a lot of speakers and a lot to get through in this first hour of the activities. Dr. the Honorable William Duguid, Senior Minister in the Prime Minister's Office, Honorable colleague ministers in the Cabinet of Barbados, Honorable colleague ministers of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts and Nevis, members of the Diplomatic Corps and other diplomatic representatives, Mr. Rodney Taylor, Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, and members of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union Secretariat, Mr. Kevin Cunnington, Export Advisor, Global Government Forum from the UK, Ms. Donna Cadogan, Head of the Public Service, Ms. Francia Jordan, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, Permanent Secretaries, Directors General, Heads of Departments, and other senior government officials, specially invited guests, delegates, members of the media, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen all. A pleasant good afternoon. Words would not be sufficient to allow me to express how honored we are here in Barbados to be the host of these two very important and timely events: the inaugural Caribbean Digital Summit, organized by the Global Government Forum, GGF, and the ICT Week 2023, which is hosted annually by the Caribbean Telecommunications Union. As a member with responsibility for the Ministry of Industry, as a minister, with responsibility for the Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, MIST, whose mandate it is to lead Barbados' digital transformation, I am both ecstatic and humbled to be a part of these two events. The government of Barbados, primarily through MIST, has embarked on an aggressive public sector modernization and digitization program, which includes the development and implementation of online services, payment systems, and conversion of paper-based records to digital documents. Accordingly, I am particularly pleased to know that this inaugural Caribbean Digital Summit will provide a platform and opportunity for delegates to speak openly and honestly about their successes, their challenges encountered, and what they have each learned along the way relative to their respective digital transformation journeys. I wish to applaud the GGF for the tremendously good and positive work that it has been doing across the world over many years. One of the signature and hallmark activities which demonstrates this dedication to their purpose is the annual organization of a digital summit in countries across the globe. Additionally, GGF has been working and providing technical advice to Barbados for a considerable period of time. Indeed, not only has MIST benefited from the receipt of bespoke technical advice, but we also recently had the opportunity to participate in a GGF-organized study tour to Iceland to observe and to discuss many of that island's digital transformation strategies and processes. As Barbados continues to make steady progress along its digital transformation journey, discussions at this digital summit will help us in refining our digital strategies in light of us having to operate within an environment where there are rapidly occurring technological advancements and an almost constant chorus of change. This summit will also provide significant insights which can and will assist Barbados with the development of its digital workforce. In addition, there are several other elements of digital transformation that will be discussed, which would no doubt be of immense value to us as a ministry and a government. Some of these include, but are not limited to, the digital ID, the essential building block, creating and transforming interdepartmental services, and escaping the legacy trap. Colleagues and friends, Barbados continues to face an increasingly competitive global environment, one which demands that the government encourages and promotes through digital transformation the introduction of new and/or improved products and services for its resident population, all the while boosting our exports of locally produced goods and services. This is required to improve both the country's socio-economic development and its foreign exchange earnings. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we must embrace change, all the while being cognizant of the fact that the effective use of technology is a principal enabler of such. We must continue to embrace ICT as it is playing and will continue to play a pivotal role in how we live, work, and interact with each other. Each year, the CTU hosts ICT Week in one of its member territories. The last one was held in the Bahamas. My friends, Barbados, as a member of the CTU, is proud to be the host country for ICT Week 2023, which brings together CARICOM ministers with responsibility for information, communication, technologies, and digital transformation, senior technocrats, the international community, regulatory agencies, and service providers. Apart from ministerial and senior technocrats meetings, participants will benefit from forums which were organized to sensitize and educate various publics on the advancement of ICTs. Furthermore, the Barbados edition of the CTU ICT Week will provide opportunities for service providers to showcase their products and services and for the public to share their views and their ideas. The theme for ICT Week 2023 is Embracing a Digital Caribbean, Opportunities for Growth and Innovation. I must alert you that this theme is very much in sync with what our government in Barbados is seeking to accomplish. The week is aimed at promoting ICT development, discussing emerging trends, and facilitating meaningful collaboration between various stakeholders in the Caribbean and internationally. Apart from the main events being held here at the Accra Beach Hotel and Spa, two of the highlights of ICT Week will be the two targeted workshops. One of the principal focus groups will be the persons who are blind, deaf, and living with mobility challenges. They will benefit from ICT workshops at the Derek Smith School and Vocational Center located in Jackman, St. Michael. And this will take place on Friday, October 20th this week. The diverse workshops on this day will seek to demonstrate how ICTs can make the lives of these constituents more rewarding. This is all very much consistent with the policies and aims of my ministry and by extension, our government, where we are seeking to integrate persons living with disabilities into our country's social and economic life to an even greater degree. The other group on which we will be placing a particular and strategic focus will be the youth, where they will be afforded the opportunity to contribute their ideas, insights, and perspectives to help shape the digital future of our country. This will take place during the Digital Barbados Youth Forum that will also be executed on Friday, October 20th, 2023 at the 3Ws Oval at the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus. Our government fully recognizes the importance of the youth and has been working with them to leverage innovative solutions on digital technologies that drive economic growth, social development, and sustainability. This is why I am elated with the inclusion of this Digital Barbados Youth Forum. It is important that policymakers, technocrats, and service providers continue to engage stakeholders such as persons living with disabilities and the youth to ensure that the delivery of services and products are always citizen-centric. Thus, I want to once again reiterate my satisfaction with the staging of the workshops for the youth and persons living with disabilities in this year's conference. It is clear that our government has people at the center of its planning, and with its all-embracing approach, the youth and people living with disabilities will never be left out. Colleagues, I need not remind you that one of the most undeniable lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic was that ICTs are extremely important as a means of ensuring continuous communication, the conduct of business, learning, and the delivery of services to all citizens. It is therefore my hope that many actionable recommendations will come out of this Caribbean Digital Summit and ICT Week 2023, which will help to further advance the digital transformation process in each of the nations represented and participating. In closing, I want to thank the Global Government Forum and the Caribbean Telecommunications Union for the opportunity to simultaneously host the Caribbean Digital Summit and ICT Week 2023 from today through to Friday. I must also thank my hardworking and dedicated team at MIS for the support and tremendous efforts in bringing this all together over the past few months. I know that each of you have sacrificed much for this event to be a success, and I want you all to know that I am very much in appreciation. Welcome one and all once again, and let us have a transformative week. I thank you.
Thank you so much. The Honorable Minister Davidson Ishmael, Minister with responsibility for industry, innovation, science, and technology. A truly warm welcome indeed though I'm grateful that we are mostly cool at the moment in the conference room. I must also acknowledge the presence of the head of the public service, Ms. Donna Cadogan. Thank you so much for joining us. We're incredibly grateful for your presence, along with all permanent secretaries in attendance. I now invite our next speaker, Mr. Kevin Cunnington, expert advisor, to bring greetings on behalf of the Global Government Forum. Mr. Cunnington.
Thank you. Well, my job's an easy one. It's to welcome you on behalf of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union and Global Government Forum to the summit itself. And maybe if I can just take 2 minutes to explain what the Global Government Forum does. Firstly, we're a publishing house. We also conduct research and training, but most importantly and most fun, we conduct a number of events like this week's two-day summit. And similar events that we organise on an annual basis are, we bring together civil servants from all over the world to create communities. We have a Heads of Civil Service event in Singapore in January, which Donna Cadogan was very kindly able to attend this year. Thank you, Donna. We bring together the finance leaders in government on an annual event, and this year it was in Morocco, in Rabat. And only a couple of weeks ago, we were all in Canada organising the Global Digital Leaders event. And this is our first ever regional digital summit. So we're all absolutely delighted and wholly enthusiastic about trying this for the first time. So as you've heard, I think several times, I'm Kevin Cunnington. I am the Executive Advisor at Global Government Forum. I'm retired. I retired from being the UK's Digital Ambassador a couple of years ago. And over those last 2 years, I've spoken to about 1/3 of the world's countries like this about their issues with digital and their solutions to the issues that they face. And for those of you who are staying with us this afternoon, you will all be given this free of charge digital playbook, which explains 2.5 years of research. What's gone well for countries, what's gone badly, and where we found best practice. And also, very helpfully at the back, to Donna's request from the heads of civil service, there's a blueprint on how to do it properly. So if you've not done it before, you can just simply follow the rules that the wisest amongst us have put down. And then finally, last concluding remarks from me is to thank the sponsors of the summit, the Canadian Banknote Company, Netclues, Cable and Wireless, and Simpty Consulting. And then finally, and once again, say thank you and welcome to the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, the Government of Barbados, and the Global Government Forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cunnington, expert advisor with the Global Government Forum. I was speaking with Kevin just before we began, and this is his first official visit to Barbados. And I think it would be remiss to me if I did not invite him to spend some time in the sand and the sea. Ensure you take some of that warmth back with you as well, Mr. Cunnington. I now invite the Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, Mr. Rodney Taylor, to the stage to bring greetings on behalf of the CTU.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That's the abridged version. But pleased to have our ministers here, honorable ministers of the General Conference of the CTU, Honorable William Duguid, although I do like to call you Do-Good. So please, and of course, Minister Ishmael, Ministry of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology. Let me start by saying that I do not envy any of you in the room here today who are tasked with the responsibility of developing, implementing, or managing ICT strategies for your respective governments. I used to do it, and I don't miss it for one day. It is a difficult job, it is a tireless job, and chances are you're not paid enough. My journey as an ICT professional started around 1993-94 when they introduced a border management system for the Immigration Department. And they digitized piles and piles and rooms of records, paper records, including passports, citizenships, ED forms, work permits, and others. Can you picture a time when every single passport
was handwritten in a book. I know I'm dating myself. But the truth is there are still many processes in government today that are paper-based. You would be very shocked, actually. I should commend the government for its efforts since establishing the MIST and embarking on the public sector modernization program. But we all know that there is substantially more work to be done. In today's environment, one of the most pressing challenges is to keep pace with rapidly changing technology. There's a constant state of flux with new tools, platforms, and innovation emerging almost daily. AI, for example, artificial intelligence is opening a whole new world of possibilities for public service delivery. So staying up to date with these developments is not only challenging, but also critical for ensuring that government services remain efficient, secure, and accessible to all citizens. Another significant challenge you face is the issue of cybersecurity. As governments increasingly digitize their operations, they become targets for cyber attacks. And the cyber experts will tell you it is not a question of if there will be a breach, it's a question of when and how prepared you are to respond. We have the issue also of data privacy, which is another major challenge. As government collects and stores vast amounts of personal information, they must navigate the delicate balance between using this data to improve citizen services and protecting citizen privacy. The digital divide is also an issue. Not all citizens have equal access to digital tools and services offered by the public sector, and therefore, how to bring them along and make them comfortable is an issue we have to deal with. Very recently, the CTU signed an MOU with the Universal Postal Union aimed at fostering greater collaboration between digital and postal services, because post offices can play a key role as service bureaus, a one-stop shop, as it were, for public services. And we have a representative from the UPU who will be speaking on that this week. In fact, one of the projects I was pleased to work on is the renewal of the online renewal of the Barbados driver's license and the partnership with the Barbados Postal Service to deliver those licenses to the homes and offices of Barbadians. It was a big hit. And I see my team there at the back. Shout out to you from the former DPD. Thank you. But bridging the digital divide is not only an issue of equity, but also a fundamental matter of inclusivity. Government leaders must work to ensure that their digital services are accessible to all. And I think it was pointed out that we do have a workshop on Friday for persons with disabilities. There's also the issue of financial constraints. And while I worked with MIS, I was constantly banging my head against the wall because we simply could not afford to fill many of the vacancies that I felt were critical to the successful implementation of the government's ICT strategy. Cybersecurity specialists, data scientists, etc. The fact is that the private sector pays more. That's the reality. In addition, you're competing for limited resources with other areas such as healthcare, public transport, renewable energy, etc. And you have to make a very convincing case as to why you need X dollars and the benefits of that investment to the country. I used to attend with great fear and trepidation the estimates meeting with the Minister of Finance, who inevitably is the Prime Minister. Lastly, there's a challenge of culture and workforce, and the culture and the workforce, transforming a traditionally bureaucratic and risk-averse government into a more agile and innovative digital entity is no small feat. It requires not only the adoption of new technologies, but also a cultural shift. Public sector leaders must inspire and empower their workforce to embrace change, adopt new technologies, and embrace innovation. This often involves retraining employees and promoting a culture of experimentation and learning. It may also involve sending home some people. In summary, your role is a critical one as it relates to the future development of your respective countries. It is not one that you should take lightly. I think I started by saying that I don't envy you. But at the same time, I am pleased that we're able to come together to discuss these issues collectively, share common experiences, and learn from each other. So let me express my appreciation to the Global Government Forum for this collaboration during ICT Week. When all is said and done, I hope that you feel more empowered to do your job and you expand your network, because it's the regional meeting, so that you can continue the collaboration beyond this week. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taylor, Secretary General of the CTU. A sobering reminder of the landscape in which all of our region's professionals operate, and also to underscore the significance of the engagements, conversations, and meetings that will take place over the next few days. So thank you, Mr. Taylor. Now, we can't have a Caribbean conference and not enjoy some of the sounds of the Caribbean. And so I'm pleased to invite to serenade us, Miss Rogena Holligan. Please, a round of applause as she comes. That was Miss Rogena Holligan, and I think to myself, what I heard some of y'all singing. I heard you. What a wonderful world. To deliver our featured address, I'm pleased to welcome Dr. the Honorable William Duguid, Senior Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Government of Barbados. Please welcome Dr. Duguid.
Good afternoon, everyone. Honorable members of the Cabinet of Barbados, Honorable Ministers of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts and Nevis, ambassadors and senior diplomatic representatives, Mr. Rodney Taylor, Secretary General of the Caribbean Telecommunications Union, seeing you in a different role today, Mr. Kevin Cunnington, Export Advisor for the Global Government Forum UK, Head of Public Service, Ms. Donica Duggan, Permanent Secretaries, Directors General, Heads of Department and other senior government officials, other members of the Diplomatic Corps, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Before I begin, I wanted to share an interesting little story with you. When I was preparing for this presentation, as normal, my secretary asked, so, Minister, do you want the speech printed, double-spaced, large fonts, and so on? And I said to her, how could I go and give a speech on digital transformation with pieces of paper in front of me? And we often say that we must change, but sometimes change has to start with you. So this will be one of my first times trying to give a speech from a screen rather than from my normal comfort zone of bits of paper, unlike my good friend Minister Ishmael, who gave it with a plum, and I must congratulate him on it, not having any paper at all. And obviously I said, right, this is the time for me to transition and to transform, as all of us must. I noticed Minister Ishmael took off his, and I was watching very carefully. And he put it down here. And I think maybe that's because, you know, the cameras might hide, you know, so I learned that. You know, you can learn from anybody. Good afternoon again. It is a privilege and an honor to stand before you today as we gather for the Global Government Forum's Caribbean Digital Summit and the Caribbean Telecommunications Union's Information and Communication Technologies ICT's Week 2023, being held from October 16 to 20th, 2023 here in beautiful Barbados. These two events will allow us to celebrate our shared commitment to harness the incredible potential of information and communication technology to the benefit of our Caribbean economies. The theme for this week, Embracing a Digital Caribbean, Opportunities for Growth and Innovation, captures the essence of our collective aspiration. It undergoes the transformative power of technology to elevate our region, drive economic growth, and foster innovation across diverse sectors. The development of ICT in our region can greatly assist us with the challenges we face as small island developing states, otherwise known as SIDS. Challenges being faced by the Caribbean region. As small island developing states, we are faced with a myriad of challenges which necessitate that we continue to diversify our economies for sustainable growth and development that would redound to the benefit of our citizens. For too long, we have depended on too few industries, including tourism and manufacturing, to sustain our economies. We are faced with unsustainable high levels of debt, which significantly constrain our growth and development. There are high levels of unemployment and underemployment in the region. As SIDS, we are naturally prone to disasters and increasingly frequent and severe weather events, which are being worsened by climate change. Wars, notice wars with an S. Supply chain issues, various health outbreaks, and changes in the price of oil serve to further aggravate the challenges faced by the region. The COVID-19 pandemic tested the resilience of economies in the Caribbean. Barbados and the broader Caribbean region, like many other parts of the world, faced significant challenges, economic and otherwise, during the pandemic. This underscored the importance of diversification, digital transformation, and sustainability for the region's future economic well-being. It forced us into the digital age, and many countries globally are using this experience to build more robust and diversified economies that can better weather future challenges. So we must too in this region. Digitization has the potential to drive our economies forward, to literally transform our economies. We need to upscale our digital technologies, which will present us with a host of opportunities to help us strengthen and diversify our economies. Embracing digital transformation, that is, the integration of digital technologies into various aspects of society, including businesses, government, education, and healthcare, like in many other countries, can have a significant positive impact and enable growth and economic development in the Caribbean. In the world rapidly evolving towards a digital age, ICT is no longer a choice, but an imperative. The The Caribbean region is ready for this change, and there are compelling reasons why digital transformation must be at the forefront of our regional agenda. Economic prosperity, inclusive development, sustainability and resilience, and global competitiveness are but few of the reasons why we need digital transformation of our entire region. The Caribbean's potential for economic growth through digital transformation is boundless. By investing in digital infrastructure, fostering innovation, and supporting entrepreneurship, we open doors to new industries, attract investments, and my favorite, creating jobs. Every citizen of the Caribbean deserves to reap the benefits of digital progress. Our diversity is our strength, and by bridging the digital divide, we can ensure that ICTs uplift every community, fostering social inclusion and equal opportunities for everyone. As a region exposed to environmental challenges, ICTs can be our ally in fostering sustainability. Smart solutions and data-driven approaches can help us conserve resources, mitigate climate change impacts, and build resilient communities. By embracing digital transformation, we position the Caribbean as a forward-thinking region. We have the opportunity to lead in areas such as sustainable tourism, renewable energy, and innovative industries, attracting global partners and investors. The process of digital transformation is fraught with difficulties for us as small island developing states that make up the Caribbean. There's limited access to the internet and high broadband costs, inadequate digital infrastructure, insufficient training opportunities for citizens, a growing digital divide, and a lack of data and policy knowledge. Embracing a digital Caribbean is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collaborative mission that unites us all. It is a journey that we must embark on, and there are some essential steps that we must take as a region if we are to realize success. Among these steps are the following. The region must invest in robust digital infrastructure, including high-speed internet access across the islands, connecting even the most remote communities. The infrastructure is critical for businesses to adopt digital technologies and for citizens to access online services. The region must invest in digital education and skills development to empower our citizens, enabling them to participate in the digital economy. We have to upskill the workforce in digital literacy and technology-related skills. This ensures that the labor force can participate effectively in the digital economy. It is absolutely imperative that the region fosters a supportive ecosystem for startups and innovation, encouraging the development of technology-driven enterprises. This is important for driving economic progress and competitiveness. Thus, innovation must be at the center of our growth strategies. This remains the main driving force behind progress in our economies. Just want to pause there. I saw there's a new app that you can call a taxi with. I've been using it. It's great. I recommend it. No ad, and they haven't paid me to do anything. The region must develop strong data privacy regulations and cybersecurity measures to protect both citizens and businesses in the digital landscape. We have to invest in research and development, which will also foster innovation in emerging technologies, which can lead to the creation of new industries and jobs. There must be close collaboration between our governments, private sector, civil society, and academia to drive digital initiatives forward. Extremely important as well, we have to seek international collaborations and partnerships in order to leverage resources and the expertise for the region's digital development. As SIDS, we have to ensure that digital transformation initiatives consider sustainability and environmental impact. Collaborative efforts on our digital transformation journey in the region. Managing mobile roaming, local number portability, broadband services, a single ICT space, and harmonization of regulations and legislation is a complex undertaking in the Caribbean region due to the diverse range of countries and territories involved. However, there has been notable efforts and initiatives to address these issues collectively and foster regional integration in the ICT sector. The Caribbean Telecommunications Union. The Caribbean Telecommunications Union has been working to facilitate reduced mobile roaming charges within the Caribbean region. Initiatives like Roam Like Your Home have been implemented to lower roaming costs for travelers. Local number portability allows consumers to keep their phone numbers when switching between service providers. Many Caribbean countries have introduced local number portability regulations to increase competition and provide consumers with greater choice. When I look at Mr. Taylor, I remember that program, and it was quite an achievement. Congratulations on that. The Caribbean has seen improvements in broadband services with governments and private sector players investing in broadband infrastructure initiatives like the Caribbean Regional Communications Infrastructure Program, which aim to expand broadband access in the region. The Caribbean Single ICT Space represents an ambitious initiative to create a harmonized framework for the ICT sector in the Caribbean community member states. It seeks to promote regional integration, provide uniform regulations, and enhance the digital economy. Regional organizations such as the CTU and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, have been instrumental in promoting harmonization of ICT's regulations and legislation. The goal is to create a common framework for ICT policies, cybersecurity, and digital commerce. The establishment of model ICT's policies is one way to promote harmonization. Efforts to address these issues involve collaboration among our governments, regulatory authorities, industry stakeholders, and regional organizations. These initiatives aim to create a more seamless and efficient ICTS environment across the Caribbean region, reduce costs, increase competition, and improve the overall digital experience for consumers and businesses. As we know, our progress on our digital transformation journey will vary from one country to another due to differences in regulatory framework, resources, and infrastructure. Regional initiatives are critical to promoting a unified approach to the ICT's development in the Caribbean, ultimately benefiting the entire region's economic growth and digital transformation. We in the region are on a journey that will serve to transform our economies. If we look at those countries which are ahead of us on this journey, we can see the tremendous benefits that accrue from digital transformation. The region can use digital transformation to implement smart city solutions so as to improve urban living, including efficient transportation, energy conservation, health, and enhance public safety. Implementing e-government services can streamline administrative processes, reduce bureaucracy, and improve the delivery of our public services. Citizens can access government services online, which saves time and reduces the cost of in-person transactions. Job creation and investment in our economies can be achieved if we encourage the growth of technology startups and provide a supportive ecosystem for innovation. This can attract both local and foreign investment in technology companies. E-commerce and online marketplaces will enable local businesses in the region to reach a broader customer base, including international markets. The development of digital healthcare solutions can allow for telemedicine, electronic health records, and remote monitoring, enhancing healthcare accessibility and quality, all necessary as the region faces the various health outbreaks that prove detrimental to our own growth. A digital society provides enhanced educational opportunities through e-learning platforms, making quality education more accessible for all. Digital banking, digital payment systems, making financial transactions more efficient and secure. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, embracing digital transformation in the Caribbean will significantly alter the way we live and conduct our businesses. It will be a long process that will require regional cooperation, private partnerships, a commitment to investing in digital infrastructure, education, and innovation and global investment. As we move forward, we must prioritize digital literacy, ensuring that every citizen has the skills to navigate the digital world. As governments, we must create an enabling environment for businesses, both large and small, to thrive and innovate. Additionally, we need to leverage digital technology to enhance disaster preparedness and response, thereby reducing the impact of natural disasters on our communities. The digital age offers us in the Caribbean unparalleled opportunities for growth and innovation. By addressing challenges and seizing opportunities in these areas, the Caribbean can build a brighter, more sustainable, and prosperous future for our citizens and the region as a whole. Let us all remember that digital transformation is not an end in itself, but a means to achieve broader societal goals. It is a tool to improve the quality of life for our people, to provide them with better health care, better education, and better employment opportunities. Thus, let us continue to work together, united by a shared vision for a digital Caribbean, which will significantly aid in the growth and sustainable development of our region and redound to the betterment of our citizens. As you debate the major challenges that may affect this vision, including the development and implementation of digital strategies to drive change, the benefits of using a single digital ID, the funding necessary for successful digital programs, developing the digital workforce and replacing outdated technologies, remember like the paper, I believe that by the end of this week, you will come away with solutions that will make our path towards a digital Caribbean clearer, marked by collaboration, determination, and progress. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. the Honorable William Duguid. A featured address, I have to say, seamlessly, confidently, and more than competently delivered by screen, I might add. Had you not told us, Minister, I never would have believed it was your first time. And so we are grateful for your inspiring words, really a challenge and a charge to all those across the region representing your various ministries and departments here to go out into your countries and make the types of decisions that are required to drive the region forward in terms of our ICT landscape. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Duguid, for your keynote address. We're going to transition now to the official photos for the opening ceremony. And so I'm going to give you some direction as it relates to who will be exiting the room first under the direction of the ushers. While that's happening, the Barbados Police Band will be playing some music for our enjoyment. I must, of course, acknowledge and thank the ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, permanent secretaries, head of the public service, officers from relevant ministries, members of the CTU Secretariat, members of the MIST Planning Committee, members of the media, sponsors, specially invited guests, and all of you for your wonderful participation and your presence here today. And allow me now to invite those seated at the table right in front of me, Mr. Taylor, Senior Minister Duguid, Minister Ishmael, and Mr. Cunnington to exit under the direction of the usher. We'll begin our official photos. I know everyone has their great photo faces on today. It certainly looks so from here at least. I'll also be giving you some direction after the official photos are completed so that you will all be able to proceed to the banqueting tables, which you know we're all excited about. So I'll be doing that by table numbers. You can take this opportunity to familiarize yourself with the number on your table that will be used to give you further directions. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.